Okay, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I just started recording it. If people come in, then I'll stop to let people in along the way. But if somebody's talking, that does not talk. Really quick, my name is Sarah, and I'm really excited to spend time with you guys tonight. I am here with 3 more people that I absolutely love, and we are going to talk to you guys. We're not going to talk at you guys. We're going to talk with you guys, and just share a little bit about our background and our stories and how we did this. And then we are going to talk about some frequently asked questions. We're going to talk about I have this playing on 2 different things. Let's see here. Okay, is that better? Okay, good. All right. So we're going to talk about common misconceptions, and then at the end we're going to open it up for questions. So I will introduce myself first. Like I said, my name is Sarah. I have been with Rodan & Fields for 5.5 years now. I have a professional background in the military as a meteorologist, and I was doing that for just shy of 8 years. And then I went into healthcare after that. We continued our family, went into healthcare. I found myself as an assistant for an oral surgeon in town. Really loved that job. I love people. I loved the work. But my husband and I have 5 kids combined. We are a blended family, and it is as much of a circus as you could possibly imagine. So I went looking for a way to make income at home so that I could be where I was needed most. And so that's how I got into this crazy thing. You guys were invited here by somebody, or maybe you reached out to somebody that you know and maybe that you've seen. I went searching for somebody because my mom told me about this really cool company she'd heard of called Rodan & Fields, and that's how I landed here. Everybody joins and does this for different reasons, and you're going to get to hear about that and ask about that tonight. For me, I initially and always wanted to replace my income so that I could go home and live my life fully presently, working for myself for the rest of my life. And that's what I've been doing. I worked this business very part-time, very purposefully, very part-time for a year alongside of my other job, and was able to replace my income, walk away from that. So I've been doing this full-time for 4.5 years, and I love it. I love it. We'll talk more about all the things later. Next, I would love for you guys to meet my friend Kim.
Hey everybody, don't be deterred. It says Danny Pataki on my screen just because I'm using my husband's Zoom. So I'm Kim. I'm originally from New York. I am a mother of 4. And my professional background actually was in public relations, more specifically to admissions work, which I got into in college. And after having my first 2 kids, I wasn't working for a bit. We had moved down to Virginia, came back, got back into admissions. And when I got pregnant with my 3rd and had my 3rd child, I wanted no part of the life that I was leaving behind with admissions. There was just a lot of time and a lot of time away from my family, and it wasn't worth the money that I was making at the time. So I was home with my kids for a while. I was introduced to Rodan & Fields from Natasha, which you'll hear from in a bit. I tried a regimen. My short story was I shared my 2-month results pictures using reverse lightning, and they went viral, literally. I was getting contacted from people on Pinterest, people all over the country asking me if my results were real. And at that point I was already consulting. And I always say the business kind of found me. I was not at all looking for this opportunity whatsoever, but it was exactly what I needed in my life. The flexibility that I could run my own business and kind of run with it and make as much money and not be capped for the amount of work I was putting into it. So that's my short story, but my 4 kids keep me busy, and I love my business. And there's so many things that I want to share when we chat about why this business is a blessing in disguise in a lot of different ways. So I'm going to pass my my screen off to Natasha, and she can tell you a little bit about her story.
Hey everybody, so Natasha Gearhart. I am from Virginia, and I've been doing Rodan for 3 years, which is insane because, like Kim just something I never saw coming. But basically, I was in the Army, I went to college, I had my degree, I was big plans for myself, and then I decided to have a baby, and I never knew it would feel like that, and I did. As soon as I got, we had to do fertility, so I was like, like we're finally pregnant, whatever, like all the things, like my whole world got flipped around. And then while being pregnant, I decided to get out of the Army, home to raise our kids near family. And then while pregnant, I developed, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's called the mass pregnancy. But basically, my cheeks were brown, my forehead was brown, I looked like I had a brown, but my whole face was brown. And I'd make all the makeup on my face, even though I was staying home. I had a kid boob at all times. I wanted to like have my one color always. So I went to the dermatologist. I tried everything under the sun, and some girl told me about Rodan and Fields, and I was like, nah. I didn't really take her that seriously, but she told me there was a sale and a 60-day money back guarantee. So I gave it a shot. My skin turned out to be amazing. Ta-da! And then I kind of took a little bit more time to learn more about the business from my friend Trisha, who was ERPA in the Army, was doing really big things and crazy busy, and started basically opening my eyes to a possibility of, you know, a future with Rodan and Fields. And I wasn't looking for a job. I wasn't looking for an income, but I'm gonna tell you what, since that moment when I didn't need extra money, I have needed all the extra money. And so many times I'm like, man, if it weren't for this paycheck, like I legit don't know what we would be doing right now. So like him, like blessing in disguise, the job kind of found me. I've been in love with it ever since. And I'll share a whole lot more about all the things that I love with you guys, but that's just how it came into my life.
Brooke, you are up.
Hello. So my screen actually says Liliana because my kid uses this for school, but I'm Brooke. I actually started using Rodan and Fields like I think 4 years ago. But then a year ago, I moved back to the States, and I realized I'm a solo parent, widowed mama. So I needed something a little bit extra in my life. I've been in the military for 18 years. You can see behind me, I'm actually in a hotel right now, so you can do this anywhere. I got deployed last minute, so here I am sitting in LA right now, helping with COVID. But I'm at 18 years in the military, and I realized I get out in 2 years, and I needed something to do when I get out so I can work or be with my kid full time as opposed to working full time. I can't do this full time work anymore and like half-time parenting, so I decided to give it a shot, and here I am a year later, loving it. I wouldn't change anything about it at this point.
I love that. Like, I absolutely love that. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna pose a question, and all four of us are gonna answer that question from our perspective and our unique experience in this business. The question that I'm gonna start with is something that you all are gonna love. I want to know, Cam, we'll start with you. We'll just go in the same order that we went before. What is the most common thing that you hear about our business? The most common misconception that you hear it and you're like, no, like, that's not it at all.
I would say definitely the business, that your business is a pyramid scheme, and it's not. I actually really love Natasha's response, so I'm going to let her say her response because it's like spot on every time, but I'll let her explain the pyramid scheme response, but it's not. It definitely isn't. In a pyramid scheme, generally, you have to build a team, and that's kind of how you move up, but we sell products, and you can have a business and not have a team and still be making money, and at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're making money, but we're also building teams, and we're helping each other move up that way. Natasha, you have a really great response. So I'm going to shoot off to you. I love the way that you say it.
I mean, Kim is right. In pyramid schemes, one, they're illegal, but they're just about recruiting people, and there's no product. We have a product to sell. Secondly, every business is a pyramid. There's always a CEO or a president at the top, and a VP and a CFO and a CEO, and then more employees and more employees and more employees. And we're built the same way. We've got 2 doctors at the top, and it kind of goes down with the people who are in charge, project managers. Like, it's the exact same, but no, it's not a scheme. We have a very successful product and business. Let's see. For me, as far as things I get a lot are, I don't know very many people, so I'm probably not going to be that successful at this. And it's always funny to me when people say that, because you know so many people. You may not think you have friends, or you may think mom and a sister. Like, those close people aren't the only people that have skin. Like, every people have skin. Like, your barista at Starbucks, favorite lady at Target, your preschool, your preschool. There's a whole line of moms in the hallway who are standing there waiting for somebody to do something other than diapers and just maybe your kid have COVID now. Many different, but also, we teach you ways to expand your network and teach you how to open your, like, literally, you go, you're surrounded by people. You're not alone in this life, in your world, yourself.
Yep. I really love that too. And I have to agree with that. I don't have anything else to say about the pyramid scheme thing because you covered it. I mean, pyramid schemes are illegal for one, and there's no product involved, and we get paid for moving product. So if you don't know that, that's how we get paid. We get paid for moving product. There is no pay ever given out when product isn't given out. And that's all there is to it, honestly. And then really, like, there's billions of people in the world with skin. I love that you said, like, your Starbucks barista. Like, we strike up conversation all the time, and it's really funny. I'm at my sister's house right now. She does the business with me, and she's a dental hygienist. How perfect is that? She literally cleans people's teeth and looks at skin all day long. And there's people with skin just absolutely everywhere. So if you're someone and like you think like you don't know anybody, just look around. Look around when you're in any line. There's tons of people out there. And if you're, you know, if you're open, then they are too. Brooke, what about you?
Those are really two of the big ones. And the other one is it's too expensive. So that one, is getting a coffee every day too expensive? When that adds up over time, is getting your nails done or your hair done. All of these add up over time, and it's what are your priorities in life? Where do you want to take yourself in life? If you have this mindset of I want to build a business for myself and potentially for my family and make it a legacy, are you willing to put forward a little bit of money and maybe not get a Starbucks for the day? Because it is affordable for everyone and from every standpoint when you look at it that way. It's not just too expensive. And on a day-to-day basis, it's actually less expensive than doing a lot of other stuff. And it's products that truly work more than anything. So you're not going to be wasting your money trying over and over and over to see if something doesn't work. And it has a 60-day money-back guarantee. So it kind of pays for itself, I think, in that way. So.
Yeah. I love what Lisa just put in the chat. If it's too expensive, then it really might be a reason why you want to do the business. And exactly. I think a lot of us, we all four of us probably have those conversations. And in all seriousness, when you're having a conversation with someone about products and they really want something to work on their skin, but in fact, maybe they don't have the money, then I can't think of a better reason to do a business like this, because if you can get paid to sell the number, and we are, if you guys don't know it, we are the #1 skincare brand in all of North America. They aren't our numbers. Somebody else does them and we get them every year. If you can get paid to sell those products to billions of people with skin, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? And you're really right. Like nails, coffee, hair, all of it. Money's going to go out no matter what. We get to choose where it goes. And it can go as an investment into a business, or it could go as an investment into your skin. All of those choices are up to us. Ultimately, we have to decide what's most important to us. We really do. So the next question that I want to ask, I guess I'll answer that question too, since I forgot about that. So I think the most common thing that I hear is probably because I didn't have any objections when I came in because I wanted to come into this. But we have 5 kids and we're really busy. And I tend to talk to people a ton that are like, I want to do this, but I don't have the time. And I'm like, in fact, you have the exact same amount of time that I have every single day. You just have to decide what is it that you'd like to do with it. Would you like to watch Netflix all day? Okay. Would you like to, do that? Would you like to join this club or this group or do that or do this? And in fact, what's really crazy is we find that most people waste a lot of hours every day doing all sorts of stuff. They really, really do. And I don't think any of us really want to admit it. Even us, we waste some hours in the day, right? But in fact, 24 hours in a day it's a decent chunk of time. And for me, I remember when I started, we had the 5 kids. I had a full-time job. It's purposeful chunks of time. You're not alone at all. You have all of us for one, and then a direct connection to whichever friend that you come in with, and you're never wondering, what do I do next? And so it's not like you're wasting all of this mental energy, spinning your wheels, all of that time going out. You're able to sit down in a 15 or 20 minute block of time, be able to intake a training and then execute some action, help a customer sign up, talk to somebody that might be interested in the business. Hey, guess what? Maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you're at work and you can't. Pass them off to somebody that's on your team. One of us will absolutely help do that. And that's kind of the way that we love to do this kind of stuff together, because all of us don't have all the time in the world. We work smarter, not harder when it comes to that. And this business allows us to work smarter, not harder. When it comes to the skincare and helping people with the skincare, the doctors hook us up with a skin quiz that helps people in minutes find out what's right for them. After that, all they have to do is purchase their products, and that literally takes minutes. And so when it comes to not having a lot of time, we just all have the same amount of time. You have to decide whether it's important to you or not, to grab onto the reason why you're looking at this in the beginning. Is that reason important enough for you to put down the things that you're wasting time doing, and maybe spend a chunk of time on this every day instead? And I mean, in all reality, 30, 45 minutes, that's one Netflix show. And you can put some investment of your time into this and then go back to doing whatever it is you want to do. So the next question that I wanted to ask, and Kim, we'll start with you again. I really wanted to know, what's one expected joy that you've gotten from this business, and one thing that was really unexpected?
Expected joy was that I work for the money that I'm earning. So right in the beginning, I went in with the mentality of I have nothing to lose with this and everything to gain. And I kind of just hit the ground running from the start, because I really wanted to make money doing it right from the beginning. And like everyone says, everybody has skin. So it's really not about selling products. It's about having conversations with people and learning how you can help them with their skin. And that's how I approach my business. I don't think of it as how many products can I sell today? I think of it as how many people can I help today? So for me, it was, if I put the time and energy into doing it, I will build a paycheck that I'm happy with, and I'm proud of, and it'll just kind of keep the ball rolling from there. An unexpected joy is the connections, and the reconnections that I've made with this business. I'm actually going to say two. The relationships that I built with people on this team are like relationships that I've had with people that I grew up with as a child. I don't even know most of the people on our team face to face, but when we got together for convention last year, it was like we were best friends, because we do get to know each other. We get to be part of each other's lives. In a lot of ways, I feel like they become my best friends, because we understand that things come up in life and we want to support one another. And this is a really great team that does that. So I feel like people genuinely want to help one another. And then one unexpected thing that I didn't foresee when I started the business is it truly is a family investment. I remember when we launched the Spotless regimen, my whole family watched the launch video that they had that went live. And I remember my oldest daughter, she's going to be 10 this September, say to me, when I'm old enough and I start getting acne, I'm going to have that to use. And to me, it really hit home that I feel like the business is not just mine. It literally is a family business for us, and everyone in my family has benefited from these products. So whether you're fully working your business or working it part-time, you're doing it maybe just to get a great discount on the best products that you love. It's a win-win no matter what, because at the end of the day, you're still using the best products, you're looking phenomenal, you're getting the skin that you want, or you're helping people and you're helping them do that in whatever capacity. So those are my unexpected and expected things.
I think that's really cool. Really cool. Brooke, what about you?
So I'm still trying to think. I do know my unexpected. I'm just like Kim. It's you guys, honestly. I mean, and it proved itself within the last 2 weeks. I mean, who did I turn to when my life came crashing down and I got notified last minute that I had to get on a plane and leave my daughter? I notified you guys, and you guys were all there for me. Like, I have gotten the best group of people by my side at all times, and at all hours of the day, like truly all hours of the day. Thank you, Natasha, for that. Like, there's always someone available to talk to answer questions, to be supportive. It's a family that we have created. And like Kim said, we may not know each other and we may not have grown up together, but when we went to convention last year, it was literally like best friends that were seeing each other again, like after years apart. It's just such a phenomenal experience to share that with everyone and to have that support no matter what you're going through. And it doesn't have to be business related, obviously. And everyone's there for you, life, business, whatever it is. So that was so unexpected. I've heard of people like in this business, and it was, yeah, I don't really talk to anyone on my team. And so I was super skeptical. But this has just been so unexpected and such a blessing.
That's cool. Natasha, what about you?
I had no idea what to expect when I joined, like zero expectations. I like what I'm using on my skin. Oh, I can make money because I'm already telling about it. Oh, I can get a discount. Like, okay, like that was literally my only thought going into it. Oh, I'm going to get a bunch. And I already talked to my friends, like, I'll give it a try, like, whatever. So this is my expected, I should have seen this, but it was still unexpected. So I am somebody who has to know all the details of everything. I want to read through all the fine print on the, I want to know all the ingredients in the products. Like, I felt like I was somebody who had to know everything. And so I spent a lot of time in the beginning just reading. Didn't have to, didn't need to, but it did. But then I was hesitant to build a team at first because I felt like I didn't know enough. And that's happened to me a lot in life. Like, hey, we want to put you in charge of this, to be a team captain for this. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Am I really the best person for that? And a lot of times you just things because and so I started building a team, and I loved it right off the get-go. And I've been team now for 3 years, and it wasn't something that I set out to do, but I should have seen it coming because I know I love leading. I know I love motivating people. I love being helpful because I've learned, and like I like being like a go-to person. And so building my team and using like all these, like, I stay at home now with my kids, and that's hard to like wrestle. I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until I got pregnant, and then I only wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, so it was so weird. But I'm like, I have 13 years in the military, like, I have all these, I still get to use all of that. So those are something I should have did that I didn't. And then something that was really unexpected. I used to find joy deleting people on Facebook. Like, I would cleaning out my friends list. Like, I'd be like, nope, didn't like you. And I would just delete people all the time. And it was like cleaning a closet. I love this. But once I started joining this business, I'm like, oh, I need to talk to people about skin. Turns out those people that I used to delete are really cool people. I have rekindled so many friendships. I have some of those people on my team. I'm from a small town, and people typically like as fast as possible and don't look back. Kind of felt like that, even though the town didn't really burn me. And I'm like, oh, those are people from back home. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, you're actually really cool, and I really like you. So it turns out like having friends all over, and I didn't think were from way back then to you're one of my closest friends now. And if it weren't for this business, I even would have talked to you. So lots of unexpected friendships.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that we're all, I mean, I share that same feeling for the unexpected one. I do have to say for the expected one, I think Kim, mine was the same. Like when I came into this business, there was no doubt in my mind that I could replace my income with it. There actually wasn't a doubt that I could make money with it. And so that was an expected joy. That was something that I never really gave a lot of question to. I just went full steam ahead into it, and it gave me joy. Like I expected it, and it came, and it's come for so many other people, and that really gives me joy. Is that that's something that I expected, and it did follow through. And the unexpected one was definitely this family. And Natasha, what you said, I've never been a leader in any of my other positions, but I love people. I love people. And I've always loved people, and I've always loved to help people. And never in my life could I have imagined that I would be able to help people and lead people in this kind of capacity, that I would be able to help men and women better their skin and better their lives through something like this. It never dawned on me. And my mom always says to me, like, man, we never saw this coming. How did we never see this coming? You were made for this. And I'm like, I wasn't I? Like, why didn't somebody tell me this a decade ago? Because it wasn't the right time. Timing is everything for everybody. It just really, truly is. And that's definitely something that was unexpected. I never saw coming.
I want to pick back on that. One last thing I want to add to that is sometimes it really pays to think outside the box too, because when I got pregnant with my fourth child, I just moved, and I remember that feeling of like having to tell your boss, like you're expecting, and then like you have to figure out all the maternity leave and things like that. And then when I moved here and I didn't have a real job in terms of like the traditional sense, when I found out I was pregnant, I was like relieved that I had a business that I could just keep moving forward with. And in these unexpected times where like there's so many uncertainties with COVID and like how things are changing and everything's going more online, like I'm so grateful that I have this business, because I feel like we've never faltered. I know some people's paychecks have been hurting a little bit, but it's almost in these times where I feel like people want to turn to themselves or their family and their friends and rely on that. And I feel like this is an opportunity that we can share with people.
Absolutely.
Say, like, we have something that we can give to you, and we might be able to help you make money doing this, and we want to help you make money doing this. So I'm grateful for that too, because I wasn't expecting that either. I wasn't thinking, when I was thinking outside the box, I wasn't thinking of those particular circumstances.
Absolutely. And I think not to toot any of our own horns or anything, but for those of you that are looking at this for any of those reasons, or you're considering it for any of those reasons, I have to say with full confidence, I don't think there's very many of us in this business in particular whose paychecks have hurt. And in fact, ours have gone up. Direct sales and skincare, it's not hurt. It's very interesting because people will say, nope, people aren't spending money, or people that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. My business has skyrocketed since this happened. And it's been a really wild and humbling thing to see happen, because the only reason that it's skyrocketed is because people are home and they're looking at their skin and they finally want something that works. And guess who has something that works? We do. Or they're home and they need an income option, and they've seen what those of us that are on, they've seen what we've accomplished, and they trust us, and they say, let's give this thing a go. And we're able to help them. That's the only reason why. And it's really cool, and it's really crazy. So you just hit on a little bit. I want to cover 3 more things that I know that all of us, just real quick, I know that they're pretty common, that we hear a lot. And 2 of them kind of go together. One of them is direct sales isn't my thing. And one of them is I don't want to bother my friends. And a lot of it's direct sales isn't my thing because I don't want to bother my friends. And it's a huge misconception. And my thoughts on it are, I don't bother anybody. I hope. I'm certainly not setting out to do that. I just have a question to ask sometimes. I post on social media. I'm not apologetic about it. It's my marketplace. It's where I'm able to advertise for free. That's really incredible. Sometimes I invite people to my house to come try products, like I'm doing with my sister tonight. And I am always asking people, do you like what you're using on your skin? It is just a simple question. Asking people if they're happy with what they're doing, or maybe they're open to looking at what I do. I can tell you with full confidence that the people that are here with you tonight, we are not bothering people. We are asking kindly, how can I help you? And it's really funny because for years I've answered my phone, how can I help you? And I never knew how this would turn out. That's all we're asking is, this is what we have. How can I help you? Can I help you? Yes, no, maybe so. Conversations and doing things like this. What do you three ladies have to say about that?
I can chime in. Sorry, I was trying to grab some screenshots of everybody's faces while they're hanging out. And I was like, oh, it's my turn. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I have something that a lot of people need. And had somebody had not reached out to me looking for, somebody said, oh, I saw that you were looking for makeup. Might you be interested in skincare? Like, I wasn't, oh, it's probably not going to work, but I'll try it, you know, like whatever. Because like we all have skin. We all needs. And if you're over 30, it seems like every other day, week, month, your skin changes. It gets angry sometimes, and you're like, and we're not the only ones who feel like that. Even my husband, he's always using my, you know, he feels like his skin looks so much better than mine, and he looks so much younger. He's a year younger than me, so he's like, we all have issues, and we don't know where to turn, and you find yourself walking down skincare aisles to like mix and match things, and you know, like, I don't know, we try our darndest, but like, I have something that's going to help people, and my customers know that, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, thank you. Like, it's a time saver. You don't have to be a dermatologist, you don't have to be researching number one eye cream, best whatever's. Like, people are grateful if you can, and a lot of times I've already tried everything under the sun before I messed, like, hey, you know, like, do you want to see what I have for your skin? Like, yes or no. If they say no, I'm like, cool. If they, we have problems, and I can tell you, one problem off my shoulders and solution, I'm grateful, and I think that most of my customers like that as well. So they're not bothered.
Yeah,
and also want to just on piggyback on that, like, a lot of times you think that you're going to be bothering people, but you know what? Even so, what? Are those people paying your bills? No. Are those people babysitting kids? No. Your house? But probably not. Like, it doesn't matter what any of those people think. You are darndest to get through your life, pay your bills, and to live a life that you are proud of and that you are excited about. Like, who cares if you bother somebody? That person doesn't matter.
Yep. I have nothing else to say. Do you two ladies have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I'll actually chime in because that was me. That was totally me at the beginning. And what Natasha just said is 100%. Once you can get past that, like, are they paying my mortgage? Are they making my car payment? No, it's me. That's my responsibility. And if I'm bothering someone, then they're just going to scroll on. Like, they're not even going to worry about it. And 2 seconds later, it's going to be off their mind. So you're not bothering anyone by any means. You are helping people. And I know everyone says that in any kind of business, you're helping people, but we truly are. We have products that 100% help people. You get to feel comfortable in your skin. Like Natasha, I had melasma as well, and it's been so much better. Like, no girl wants to walk around with a little brown mustache. Like, it's not cool. It's not sexy. It's not pretty. And we can fix it. So you're helping people. You're not bothering anyone.
It really is. And when it comes to people, you know, like we touched on before, there's no shortage of people. Every man and every woman that I've met so far, they care about their skin. There is a point that comes in their life that they care about their skin. The children that are 10 now are going to be 18. They're going to be getting acne. They're going to want to take care of their skin. This is not going anywhere. It's not a thing. It's a forever thing. That's it.
And not for nothing, the business was also built on people referring the products to their friends and their family when it was in the retail stores. So if you think about it that way, like, we're doing the same thing by reaching out to our friends and family and asking them what they're using, and if they like it, and if they don't, then we offer, you know, what we offer. So I honestly, when I think about it too, like, that's the foundation of where we started. So yeah, it's never bothering anyone.
Absolutely. The last thing that I know that we've all heard before, and then I'll open it up for questions, is my spouse doesn't want me to do it, or my spouse thinks that this is a crazy thing, or let me tell you what it actually is. I came in like this. My spouse, who is the most supportive RF husband you've ever met now, like on the train, loves it all, used the product, so proud of me. He told me this was the dumbest thing that I'd ever done. It was a pyramid scheme. I'd never get my money back, all of it. If I wanted to do it, I was going to have to use my credit card. Like, he was not having anything to do with it. And we probably didn't talk for 3 days after I did do it. He certainly wasn't excited for me, and he certainly didn't hide it at all. I mean, if we had ever, it probably would have been on this one, but I believed, and one, I was determined. And let me tell you what it boils down to. Every single time it boils down to whoever it is, whether it's a spouse or significant other or somebody really close to you that you care about, whoever it is, it always boils down to, they want to know 2 things. 1, how are you going to get your money back? Like, are you going to make any money? And 2, how much time is this going to take away from me? And that really is it. In 5.5 years from talking to so many people with significant others, spouses, best friends, parents that are looking out for them like that, it's always that. It's always that. Ladies, what else do you have to say about that?
I get that objection a lot, the stay-at-home parent versus parent. And I feel like a lot of times the stay-at-home person, even so, I knew months went by. I'm like, and I know what kid I want. Another month would go by, another month would go by. It's hard for me to pull the trigger because, like, even though we had 2 kids, even though that I fully pull my weight around this house, like, I was still like, know that I want to spend that much money on a business and know if I'm going to be good at it. I don't know if I just don't know. My husband was supportive, do it, and he told me that every month, and I'd be like, I don't know. You have to have confidence in yourself that I'm joining a successful team and I'm going to make money. And as long as you can say that, like, that person is going to be like, okay. I mean, you might questions, but like, just confident in the fact that you are joining super successful and mentors who have been a lot longer, and that they will coach you and to be confident in the fact that it's also your own, that not different to all of a sudden have extra income and maybe feel a little more in your role, even if that is by a paycheck and not by any of the do in life. If just having that little paycheck to call yours, you feel, because that happened to me, it's worth it.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. All it says is iPhone. But it says that somebody has their hand raised. And so if somebody wants to ask a question, then please go for it. Like, unmute yourself and ask anything that you want to.
I have a question. Hi, my name is Lee. I'm one of Tasha's high school friends. I'm in a predicament of, I joined Road and Fields for like 48 hours, and it wasn't because I wasn't interested. I was in between. So I'm an occupational therapist, and I do doTERRA essential oils. So I was a very like holistic wellness advocate, and I was an occupational therapist for wellness. But my personal issue was skincare. As we get older and we're in our 20s, we were out in the sun, and it's great, and it's no big deal. As we get into our 30s or mid 30s or later 30s, our skin after having children changes. And I was finding myself just hating what I saw in the mirror. I didn't want to even look in the mirror. And as I saw Tasha, and I also saw my cousin's wife, and I started just falling in love with their faces, I started saying, well, this just can't be coincidence. So when I did have financially, I was like, okay, I'm all into this. I'm going to just join the team. Then I had a mentor for my doTERRA as I was getting education. She was like, well, I can't believe you did that. That's against like both policies of Rodan and Fields and doTERRA. So when I called Rodan and Fields, and I asked them, and I said, is this a conflict of interest? And they said, it is. So I had to make a choice. And of course, as me being an OT, I was more organically and wellness driven. And in the last few months since then, I have tried Rodan Fields with the reverse, right, Tasha? I think it was reverse. And I've seen a major difference. And I did Lash Boost, which I've done 3 times, which I'm in love with. So yes, I'm extremely stressed, and my face does not give justice to what Rodan Fields is. But the thing is, I'm, like I told Tasha tonight, I'm a blubbery mess. I hate every aspect of my life. I'm a single mom of 2. Like, there is no other support system. There's no husband. They don't know their dad. And financially, I'm been more struggling, even more and more. And as I'm in debt with my job because I have to go to my job to make money just to make ends meet. Not only is it just a skincare, but I need an income that I can supplement so I don't have to be a slave to my job.
So are you asking whether or not we think that you can do 2 at once, or are you asking what we think you should actually do?
I'm having a really hard time making a personal decision.
Okay.
Because I'm influential, because I feel like I'm not getting mentorship anymore. I love doTERRA, and I think I'll always use it because I always use it in conjunction of antibiotics with my kids and whatnot. And I can still use it. But I feel like I told Tasha, I feel like I'm going to be so judged. And I don't want to be judged, as I feel like I go on this journey with Rodan Fields.
I don't
and I
think
guess
your bills.
What? Say that again.
I don't think they're paying your bills.
No, they're not. They're not. And I'm not growing. I
Yeah.
keep trying and I keep trying, and I'm not getting anywhere. I think in the future, when I can delegate more time to it, great. But at this point, if there's something else that I feel like your team can offer me, yes, it is not only a personal, but a financial, possibly, perspective that I want to pursue.
Yeah. So my opinion on it is, one, we should talk more afterwards. I use doTERRA as well. I love them.
Yeah.
Lots of lovely things to say. I've got a cabinet full of it, actually. But at the end of the day, what I heard you say was that you are struggling month to month, and that is driving you, and that is not happening there for whatever reason, and that you want to try this for that. And I mean, I'm an honest person, and I don't have a lot of time to waste, and neither do you. So I think you're wasting your time over there. Right. And what you're asking is, do we think that you could be more successful financially over here? It sounds like you could be more financially successful over here, and they're not paying your bills. So why give it a thought?
Right. I've been with them for 2 years, and I've done every tutorial I've done. And it's not has nothing to do with doTERRA. I just, as a business perspective, yes, I agree with both. I love both, and I should be able to love both. I shouldn't be able to be like, and I guess that's, I do. I want to try it again. I'm just scared in every aspect, and right now I'm just very vulnerable, and that's why I'm on this video tonight, so that I can learn more and I can understand more and I can keep making decisions forward. So, yeah.
So I was the same way. Trisha's my sponsor, and we're both PAs in the military. So my big thought was, I'm going to have so many people judge me. I'm a PA. I prescribe stuff for your face. Like, why am I going to sell it when I can prescribe it? So that was my big struggle. And I'm like, people are going to judge me. And so like Sarah said, are they paying your bills? And it didn't occur to me, and like it didn't click in my head right away, that it doesn't matter what other people think, because human nature, you're always going to like ponder like what are they thinking about me? That's just normal. But after this, like I don't know what happens, but you're just like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care anymore. Like it's my bills.
I'm at that point.
Yeah, it's my life. It's my bills. If people want to judge, let them judge. Like, and people are like, it doesn't matter. You need to take care of you, and you need to take care of your kids. Like, I'm a solo parent as well, so I get it, and I feel that. So being there for your family and for you first, and if it's putting doTERRA on the back burner for a little bit, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's making that decision that's right for you more than making a decision that's right for anyone else, because in this scenario, they don't matter. And if you want to try it out again, you have, did you close your consultant account before?
I think so. I think Tasha can, yeah, because when I called them, they're like, yeah, this is a conflict of interest. And immediately I was just like, okay, I'll do whatever you want me to. And then, obviously, but I still consulted Tasha for, I was like, I still want to go forward to like getting him reverse. And then I've used it the last 60 days. And like, but the problem is if you're constantly stressed, it's not going to matter because your hormones are going to be out of balance. Everything's going to be out of balance. But it has done obviously major things for me. Lash boost, obviously too, but I don't want to live that life where I'm stressed all the time, because it's going to work so much better when you're not stressed and you're not having to worry about like so many other things, so.